I'd have to say what I really enjoy about Happy State Bank is the morale that we have. Part of that goes back to the ownership that we talked about. Everybody understands as an owner, we're going to think like owners and not like managers, and we truly have each other's back each and every day. So that just the teamwork, everyone works so hard for each other, knowing that the ultimate goal is that each one of our customers is going to leave this bank knowing that we have given them everything we have as bankers to exceed any expectations they had out of our bank.
Guys, please. We're pleased to have Reverend Kevin Deckard with the Post Street United Methodist Church, who will give our invocation today. Would you pray with me?
We come before you today, dear God, with thanksgiving in our hearts and praise on our lips for all that you've done for us. We thank you for your presence in this very room today, to lead, guide, and direct every spoken word according to your plan and your will. We thank you for the city of Amarillo, for a wonderful place to live, and for the emphasis this city places on you and your Son, Jesus. I ask a special prayer of blessing and protection over all our law enforcement officers and our firefighters as they seek to make this a safe place to live. We pray for every decision made in this meeting today, that all personal agendas will be set aside and that your agenda and plan will be fulfilled for this community. We ask all these things in the strong name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that blessing. If you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Amarillo City Commission, held on the third floor of City Hall this Tuesday at 3 p.m. The first item of business on today's agenda is the minutes from the last meeting. That meeting is regarding the meeting held on July 10th, 2012. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move for approval of the minutes as presented.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 4-0 vote. First, the next item of business is ordinance number 7337. This is a first reading of an ordinance changing the zoning of a 77.99 acre tract of unplatted land in section 63, block 9, BS&F survey, Randall County, in the vicinity of Hillside Road and Nancy Ellen Street, from agricultural district to planned development district for mixed-use development. This is recommended for approval by a 6-0 vote of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Is there any explanation needed by anyone in the audience or on the commission about this item? Any questions about this from the audience, from the commission? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move approval of ordinance number 7337.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for ordinance number 7337. All those in favor of this ordinance signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 4-0 vote. Ordinance number 7338. This is the first reading of an ordinance amending chapter 16-3, traffic of the Amarillo Municipal Code regarding school zone speed limit signage. At this time, there are two different code sections to enforce the school zone speed limit based on whether the signage in the zone was posted on a traditional sign or on an electronically controlled sign. The ordinance will remove the distinction between two types of signs and is recommended for approval. Are there any questions from the audience about this ordinance? Any from the commission? If not, we'd entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move we approve ordinance number 7338.
Second.
All those in favor of approving ordinance number 7338 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 4-0 vote. Ordinance number 7339. This is a first reading of an ordinance amending chapter 18-2, water utility system of the Amarillo Municipal Code to revise the protocol for water meter testing. The ordinance is recommended in order to update the city's water testing standards in accordance with the industry standards prescribed by the American Water Works Association. Are there any questions about ordinance number 7339 by the audience or by the commission? Not, I entertain a motion.
Mayor, I would move for approval of ordinance number 7339.
I second that motion.
Motion and a second for 7339. All those in favor of this ordinance signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 4-0 vote. Resolution, Transportation Funding Agreement. This resolution approves the local transportation project advanced funding agreement with the Texas Department of Transportation for the reconstruction of Farmers Lane from Weston Street to Georgia Street. An estimated cost of the project of $2,182,420, of which TxDOT will fund 80% of the estimated cost of the project. And the city will fund 20%. Funding for the city's portion of the project cost is available in the approved fiscal year 2011-2012 Public Works Capital Improvement Budget. Are there any questions about this from the audience? And could we get a brief description of this? I think this is a pretty significant improvement.
Certainly, Mayor, we'd be glad to. This is a great opportunity that's being provided to the city. Last year and the previous year, we had set a little bit of money aside to work on this particular piece, this 1 mile stretch of Farmers Avenue. There's really two things there that need to be remedied. The first is the drainage. That road segment today is set up as a typical county road where you have strip paving with no curb and gutter, and then the drainage is actually handled through the bar ditches that we're used to seeing outside the city. The second, of course, then being that it is a small strip paved section. The item that you have before you today was recently approved by your Metropolitan Planning Organization, and that is taking funding that TxDOT has available that we can apply towards constructing on the south half of that roadway a arterial section for the full mile length. So you basically, in effect, have your 2 lanes, your curb and gutter, and be set up for the proper drainage, as well as increasing access through there. To do so, TxDOT has offered 80% of the funding for the project. We need to provide 20%. And then, of course, some of that can be recovered from the developer, which in this case would be the developer of the City View neighborhood. Doing this also sets in play both the need but also the opportunity to begin working on the drainage, which would basically have your flow from west to east and then north up one of those lines. And that not only works on the drainage for that piece of Farmers, but it has us set up to also resolve some lingering drainage issues that we have farther to the west over on the other side of Canyon Drive, which were part of the projects that were identified in your drainage utility fund.
Okay. Any questions then from the audience or from the commission about this item? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move that we approve the resolution for the transportation funding agreement as presented.
Second.
All those in favor of the resolution for transportation funding signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 4-0 vote. Resolution, Federal Aviation Administration Airport Improvement Program grant acceptance. This resolution accepts a grant awarded from the Federal Aviation Administration Airport Improvement Program in the amount of $1,980,725. These dedicated funds are provided to the Rick Husband Amarillo International Airport each year based on the enplanement numbers and are restricted to use on airport projects. The grant will provide 90% of the cost of the terminal building drainage improvement project. The required 10%, $220,081, will be from the airport matching funds approved in the fiscal year 2011-2012 airport capital improvement budget. Are there any questions about this or any further explanation needed? I think this is basically to solve a flooding problem that happened last year, is that, or a couple of years ago?
Yes, Mayor, that's exactly right. This particular project would prevent the possibility of a repeat of the flooding of the basement of the airport.
Any questions from the commission? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move that we approve the acceptance of the FAA AIP grant.
Second?
All those in favor of resolution listed on the agenda number 6, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, that passes with a 4-0 vote. Appointments, boards and commissions. Appointments are needed to the following boards and commissions: Park and Recreation Commission, 3-year term, and also the Tax Increment Reinvestment number 1 Board of Directors. Are there any nominations for these positions?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move that I would nominate for the Parks and Recreation Commission the reappointment of Clint Norton and Jackie Payne. And then for the Tiers Board, Paula West is, we had said, but she's moving from Amarillo, and so she had to resign from the Tiers Board, and I would nominate Jason Harry to replace her on the Tiers Board.
Okay. Is there any questions about these nominations from the audience? From the commission?
Need a second?
Oh, that's right, we were to that. Excuse me.
I second the motion made by Commissioner Sims.
Pardon me, I got that out of order?
Doing it.
That's right. That was my error. Are there any questions about these appointments from the audience? From the commission? All those in favor of these appointments as presented signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 4-0 vote. The consent agenda. It's recommended the following items be approved, that the city manager be authorized to execute all documents necessary for each transaction. A is the purchase of fitness equipment for the Amarillo Police Department. B is the award of the municipal solid waste landfill cell liner connection. C is the award replacement of heating and air conditioning units for a building at 602 at Rick Husband, building 602 at Rick Husband International Airport. And D is the approval of Economic Development Corporation project, Bell Helicopter Textron Inc. Relentless 525 expansion. Are there any items that need to be removed for separate consideration by the commission? If not, I might ask, before we act on this, if we could get a presentation by Mr. David about the number B. Is that okay? Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. Commissioners. By way of a little bit of background, in this past April at the Heli Expo in Dallas, Bell Helicopter unveiled a brand new helicopter, which is called the 525 Relentless. It's a commercial helicopter. It's a big rascal that's designed to have a number of missions, including flying crews to and from oil rigs out into the ocean. Soon after the announcement and the unveiling of that new helicopter, Bell made the commitment that they would actually build that helicopter here in Amarillo, which is significant in that it does expand and greatly broaden our capabilities here and bring some flexibility in the production processes that are going on here at the Bell facilities in Amarillo. So to accomplish that, Bell Helicopter approached us and asked for assistance in the development of this project. So what we bring for you, your consideration today, is we have plans to develop a 20-acre site, which is immediately across Tilt Rotor Drive from the current Bell entrance. It's a EDC-owned property. The facility would be a 249,000 square foot facility, and it is a projected cost of $27 million. The most significant part of that is the Amarillo EDC will provide the site, and we would provide about $4.2 million in site improvements to get it ready for construction, and then some dollars, $760,000 for relocation of some equipment to be able to equip the facility to be able to make the parts and so forth that will go into the 525 Relentless. Really significant, though, is that Bell Helicopter and Textron will fund $22.8 million for this. They will own the facility. It's a little different than some of the other facilities we have at the airport, where we have built and funded those, and then Bell leases those from us on an annual basis for 20 years, after which for $1 they own those buildings. In this situation, we are encouraging their investment on property that we will deed to them and continue the development of the complex here in the Amarillo Assembly Center. There are 100+ jobs involved in this particular project, payroll $10 million or more, and we think we'll see that grow even further. We certainly have great jobs, great benefits for employees of Bell, And we will be able to take advantage of some more training opportunities here, probably through Amarillo College. I can stop there. I can tell you some more. I also have J.J. Walker with Communications and Public Affairs, and George Herring, who's a manager of facilities and site support with me from Bell, if you have questions that I can't answer for you.
Well, if they have any statement they'd like to make, we'd love to have either or both of them come forward. If not, we can go on. But I think we're all very excited. Prior to the vote, I think we can say we're pretty excited about this development.
Well, I think one of the neatest things too is that most people don't always realize we have 1.2 million square feet of facilities under roof at Bell. This will take them to close to 1.5 million. 1,500 employees currently, and this will add another 100 plus employees to the project. And I see George has got dying to say something, so I will finish what I have to say when he's finished. Make it.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, no.
Mr. Herring, welcome.
Thank you. Mayor, Commissioners, thank you for your time today. My name is George Herring. I'm the manager of facilities and site support for Bell Helicopter here in Amarillo. And I just wanted to say that Bell Helicopter is very excited about the opportunity to be able to balance our military assembly work with commercial assembly work here in Amarillo. It's very important to us. I think it's very important to Amarillo. And we're very excited about it. We believe that it's in no small part the relationship between Bell Helicopter and Amarillo that continues to bring this kind of work to Amarillo. So I just want to say thank you for that. Thanks.
Thank you.
Sandy, don't you want to say something? She doesn't want to speak. If I could just have another moment, let me give you some numbers because I think these are extremely important to our community. With the this completion of this project, that will bring Bell's employee count to 1,600. If you look at a model that we use frequently that was produced by Ray Perryman to analyze the impact of jobs and payroll on our community, on an annual basis, total expenditures related to this project, that is in every way, shape, and form within this community. That's people getting paid and buying goods and services, and Bell buying goods and services, and then people buying homes and paying taxes and shopping, you name it. But the impact of Bell's presence in Amarillo is about $1.03 billion a year. That's total impact. Personal income, $328.4 million per year. Retail sales, $142 million a year. And employment, while there are 1,600 direct jobs, total employment impact for this region is well over 5,500. And if you take that down to a very specific point, local government revenue, that's the city, county, school boards, taxing districts, you name it, on an annual basis as a result of their presence in Amarillo is over $12.7 million a year. This has been a fantastic investment on behalf of this community with Bell Helicopter. Every time we work with them, we find they are the corporate citizens we knew they were, and their contributions are off the charts, as I'm concerned. The last thing I'll say is that this expansion into the commercial helicopter assembly really does provide some diversification that will continue to give the great workforce that we have here things to do and produce helicopters well into the future. And I think it's a great thing, and I would hope your approval for this.
I think this matures the relationship to a point that's, I hope it's irreversible, and I think it is based on what we're seeing. Their ability to come in and make that kind of investment to complement everything that the city's done, and their commitment to our employee base and their commitment to our city is phenomenal. It doesn't matter whether it's nonprofit functions, whether it be United Way or Boy Scouts or other things, that they're committed. And to have those kind of corporate citizens, I think there are probably 50 cities in this state alone that would give their IT plus to have anything near this relationship with a corporation as well respected as Bell is worldwide. So we're very proud to have this relationship, and we'll take a vote on this pretty soon, and I would say we're proud to have this.
Absolutely. Mayor, we always focus on the facilities, the buildings that have been built for them. There are 10 times the investment in the buildings inside and equipment and training and people and all those sorts of things that we don't always get to know about that. This project in particular with Textron and Bell's commitment to really build a facility on a site which will be improved so that it's a shovel-ready, truly shovel-ready, really can build on that site with our assistance is significant, and keeps them growing and keeps them thriving in our community.
Would you like to outline the number of things that are built out there now, or would one of you, because I think that's a significant piece of news. It started off with the tilt rotor.
Well, and I
It's
think,
gone way
too,
beyond.
I'm frequently amazed at people that I didn't know that, but, you know, we started in 1998 with the V-22 Osprey. Years later, added the Huey, the Cobra refurbishment program, and now they're building them from scratch, best I know. And those are two spectacular helicopters. A couple of years ago, with an expansion, we added the OH-58 Kiowa, which is built for the Army. There's also an Air Force version of the tilt rotor other than the Marine version. Now when we bring the Relentless in, which is a big helicopter, and hopefully it'll be a market for it. It's used for lots of years to come and lots of different commercial applications. So at this point in time, when this facility is finished, sometime next April, May, we hope, April, we'll have 5 different aircraft being built out there. And Bell, I think, would be the first to tell you that one of the successes is the workforce here is wonderful. The training they get through the college is wonderful. And it's given them the ability to be very productive, very cost-effective in the production of these helicopters. And it gives us the opportunity to make presentations to get more projects like this one, time and time again. But hopefully there'll be more.
Thank you for your efforts, Buzz, and obviously to Bell for their efforts in our community. Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
Buzz made reference to shovel ready. When are we gonna shovel, turn the dirt for this new program out there?
What do you think?
We'll probably start to seeing dirt be pushed around up there probably about 1st of September.
Great.
Yeah, right now, we're in the process of having the particular site surveyed and doing phase 1. They'll start moving dirt, and then they're gonna have to get on it to get it finished by April. Well, that's a good thing.
Good work, Buzz, and thanks to Bell. I mean, what a neighbor, the way that they participate in the community. Not, I mean, I realize they had this plant and all these employees doing these things with tilt rotors and helicopters, but they're good partners in this community, and that means a lot to me. So, thank you very much, Bell.
I'd like to reiterate that. I remember attending the first opening of the first building those years ago, and I've never been disappointed through leadership and participation in the community, allowing some of their staff and people to work on boards in the community. And as a former AC regent, the partnerships that you forged with Amarillo College have been good for both entities and for this community, and for that I'm very grateful. And also your extension of assistance to charitable organizations and helping those less fortunate is very commendable, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
Gideon? Okay. Well, thank you very much for the presentation. It's exciting.
We have more land out there.
Mayor, can I add one more thing?
Certainly.
The property that they are going to develop this facility on sits as part of about a 45-acre parcel that the Amarillo EDC acquired several years ago. We will be back to you to support them in expanding the tax reinvestment zone to include that property, and go through the process to include this facility in the tax abatement area. So you'll see us both again, either in person or in writing in the next few months, weeks, whatever. But you know, a lot of the facilities out there that were on the original tax abatement program are now back all the way 100% on the tax rolls, because they've been here well over 14 years now.
Good
They're
news.
part of this community.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, any other items on the consent agenda? Anyone else have a question about consent agenda or a concern from the audience or from the commission? Not entertain a motion?
Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor of the consent agenda as presented signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes with a 4-0 vote. Congratulations. Thank you. We're very proud. That concludes the agenda for the meeting of the Amarillo City Commission. It's however customary at this time to allow citizens of this community with matters pertaining to city policies, programs, or services to speak to the commission. And the floor is now open for any such comments. Are there any comments at this time? Sir, if you'd like to, was there a comment? Okay. Anyone with a comment? If not, we'll go ahead and conclude the meeting. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.